Good morning, my friends. Joy here. It's Wednesday and it's March 16, 2022. And if you hear noises outside, which I can hardly hear because my ears have been stuffed up for days, I don't know what's going on with that. But the lawn people are here. There's nothing to mow. I don't know what they're doing out there. But anyhow, I hope you can't hear the sound. We are going to read from this little Joy for the Journey. I really like this book. It's little, it's short, it's sweet, and it's to the point. So I hope you're enjoying it with me. Today we're going to talk about savoring each moment. To experience happiness, we must train ourselves to live in this moment, to savor it for what it is, not running ahead in anticipation of some future date, nor lagging behind in the paralysis of the past. For sure, not that. With wholeness and sensitivity, we must live in the here and now. But what if I don't like the here and now, you ask? What if my present moment is one of disappointment, or impairment, or heartache, or all three? I added that. How then do I savor that moment? Good question. And the answers reside in the first and most profound principle for the art of savoring life. Pleasure lies in the heart, not in the happenstance. Our circumstances may be dreadful and riddled with reasons for discouragement or sorrow, but that doesn't mean those moments are utterly devoid of happiness. Those special savored moments of fun, reflection, happiness, and pleasure give us a tiny taste of what eternity with Christ will one day be like. And of course, now, here, in our current happenstance, in March 2022, we have a war going on, a senseless, absurd, horrible war going on in Ukraine, a country that was free. They had a government where the people were free, and it's being taken over ruthlessly by another country, and we have seen the pictures. You can't not see the pictures. They're all over YouTube. They're all over the news. Oh, anything that happens to me today, yesterday, the day before, tomorrow, anything that happens, I compare myself to what if that was me over there in Ukraine? What if that was my son? What if that was my husband? What if that was my newborn baby? What if I had to just leave my beautiful home, our vehicles, our yard, my swings on the back patio? What if? And one of the things I always think of is, what if I forgot to take my contacts and I couldn't even see? And what if I couldn't take enough Kleenex, so I have these allergies, and I'm always blowing my nose. And I can't imagine. I just can't imagine. What are people our age are often on very many prescription drugs. Pharmacies are just closing down, I'm sure. Drugstores closing down. Where do these people get their prescription drugs that they need to help them stay alive? These things go through my mind. And I read something like this and I think, yeah, but my life is so fabulous and wonderful and marvelous most of the time, and the things that I get upset about and the things that I worry about are so minuscule and so nothing and so temporary. How can you compare what other people go through? I read, I didn't read, I was on YouTube. I always watching YouTube. That's my TV. And this video came up. I don't know why. I wasn't watching sick people or hurt people. I was watching Missouri Star. And that one closed, and this video came up about this young man. He was a teenager. I think he was in high school. He was a teenager and had a teenage girlfriend. And he decided to go to work on some kind of construction crew. And he went to work, and he was driving a forklift. And I don't remember the exact wording and the exact story. But his forklift somehow got on a road and a big truck was coming toward him. and he was seat belted in the forklift. And he turned his forklift to try to get away from the big truck. The big truck hit him anyway and ran over him, and the seat belt cut him off at the waist. I guess it didn't cut him completely off, but it crushed him from the waist down. So, when they got to the hospital, it took, I don't remember how many surgeons, all kinds of surgeons, in and out, in and out, in and out, 12 hours of surgery. He ended up cut completely off at the pelvis, above the below. You know what I'm saying? Nothing below. He's cut off just under his belly. One arm was cut off here. He had his other arm. This young man came out of that surgery with an excellent attitude. He couldn't wait to go back to work again. And get this, his darling little girlfriend still loved him, and they became engaged. I don't know if they got married since then. I don't know how old the story was, but they became engaged and were going to get married and wanted to have children. I told Jerry, how on earth are they going to have children? He doesn't have anything to make babies with. I mean, these stories, they're like, they make me feel so small. They make me feel so little. So, like, I'm not grateful enough. I'm not happy enough. I'm not forgiving enough. I'm not big enough compared to what other people go through. You know, everything sets my mind to spinning. Let's read some scriptures. Matthew 6:34. Do not worry about tomorrow, for tomorrow will worry about its own things. Sufficient for the day is its own trouble. Matthew 6:34. 2 Corinthians 4:16 through 18, and I always put the scriptures that we're using each day down in the description box below. We do not lose heart, even though our outward man is perishing, yet the inward man is being renewed day by day. For our light affliction, which is but for a moment, is working for us a far more exceeding and eternal weight of glory, while we do not look at the things which are seen, but at the things which are not seen. For the things which are seen are temporary, but the things which are not seen are eternal. 2 Corinthians 4:16 through 18. And the last scripture for today, Psalm 34:8 through 10. Oh, taste and see that the Lord is good. Blessed is the man who trusts in him. Oh, fear the Lord, you his saints. There is no want to those who fear him. The young lions lack and suffer hunger, but those who seek the Lord shall not lack any good thing. Psalm 34:8 through 10. So that gives us a lot to think about today, doesn't it? So, beautiful weather here. We've got sunshine outside. I think it's going to be 70 today. I apologize I missed yesterday. Yesterday was a full day. Jerry and I went to town to get some groceries and to run some errands, and we stopped by our old store, the store that we just sold, because the people were wondering something about the gas and what company we were getting the gas from, and you know, there's electric, there's gas, there's water. There was some issue with the gas, so I said, let's just go over there and see what they're doing. They have been working. They have completely changed our building. It's amazing. Amazing. They've got kids in their family that are in construction, and boy, they have been working. So what they've done is they've taken our big building and they've made it two buildings. So they put a wall dividing it into half. And so you walk in the main front door now, and then there's this cubicle where you can either turn right and go into that store, or you can turn left and go into this store. If you turn to the right and you go into that store, it's little clothing stores. You've got shoes and bathing suits and t-shirts and things like that in there. Young girl. She's had a business on, I think she said Shopify, for quite a while. And so now she wants, you know, a real business where people can walk in and buy stuff. And so then if you turn left, I said, what's going to be over there? The guy said, it's called Cork and Bottle. I said, Cork and Bottle? What kind of business is that? It's a liquor store. So our previous medical equipment business is now half liquor store and half women's clothing store, very young women's clothing store. I said, you know, there's a lot of grannies that live down here. You need to get a granny department in here so I can shop here. So anyway, and then Terry came over and we got to talking forever, and so my day just got all used up yesterday. So I apologize for that, but I'll be back tomorrow.